Can I find another one? That's the one we're in.
Mm-hmm.
So this one we're not in. That's
No.
Amazon. That's that. No, we can't even get back into it.
I think you gotta go to here.
And then what?
Go to your channel. Oh, I don't know. That's a bold move.
Going live. Camera's on. Going live. All right.
Technologically challenged. Yes.
Yeah, I'm fucked. You know, this happens every time. I schedule a live and then I can't make it live. It's the worst thing ever. Please tell those other people to come in. I don't even. If I leave this, we'll never get back. With 3 minutes in, I haven't said a word yet. Accidental. Please help me out. Go in there and tell those people that I suck. Okay. You can hear me here, right? All right. No, you can't hear me here. That's it. Say something. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, pal. Malware bot. Is that a real person or is that a malware bot? They always say if someone tells you who they are, believe them. Okay.
Loud and clear.
So I almost believe you're a malware bot. We have some Jeremy notes here. Let's wait for some people to come in here who don't realize I'm handicapped. All right, 12 people in. We get to 15. I'm a real guy. All right, malware. I believe you. Now I believe you. I don't want to be malwared. Whatever that means. We have a lot to discuss. 12 people in. We do. Let's wait till we get to like 15 before we really start going at it. I'm going to get Lauren in the picture here a little bit better.
I feel like Happy New Year is in order, right?
I just gave a where's my badge, Rania.
Did you?
I'm going to try to give it all three of them.
Starting the new year.
We're at 10 now. Where is everybody? There was another couple people. I play with this because I have fixation issues. It's just the three of us in here. 11.
That's all right.
No, we'll get there.
Be a party.
Oh, it's a party. It's a party in Jeremy's mouth and everyone's coming, if you know what I'm saying. Who, me? I think Chris just made fun of me.
Who's dumb as a rock?
Probably.
Jeremy, not you.
The handsomest man. I can't verify it, but I believe you if you say it.
Yes, online drinking
for
buddies.
Randos. Thank you. I get it. Thank you. I know. This is my my charm is in my wit, not in my technological skill. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. I suck at the tech, which is why I do this for free. Mets fan. What was my giveaway? Oh, Lauren's getting love now.
Hi.
All right, take it easy. Oh, Great Gams. Hey, how are you? I thought Great Gams was mad at me last week.
No.
Okay, did my due diligence. Thank you. All right, we're up to 17, so we're good to go. All right, so I wrote down some notes. I think I'm not PT and Fraudy. We're not PT and Fraudy who have more facts than anyone else. I don't have more facts than anyone. I just like to talk about them. And these notes we wrote down a bunch of notes the other day because, and this was before Jeremy's latest sentencing. And I can't read my own handwriting, so yeah, you'll have to read it. I don't know what I wrote.
Okay.
I see it. Check the the handsomest man. So we went with the white rum.
Oh, is this white rum?
Yeah, she didn't know what we went with, but we went with the white rum and the cranberry this evening. Hey Barry, we just left my local establishment, my local pub around the corner, where we had a couple vodka sodas. And for the record, I told you.
You did accidental Esquire.
I think we
remember
agreed.
that totally.
I think we agreed, though.
Yeah, we agreed, but he completely.
Accidental, you weren't the only one. Accidental Esquire says, for the record, I told you it would be consecutive. Which he did, but I think we all kind of agreed.
Great Games is my new favorite.
Great Gams.
Gams.
Legs.
Yeah.
She's a gal.
Yeah.
Gams, legs. You understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Great Gams was mad at me during the week.
No.
No, I mean, I
He
think we
loves
worked
me.
it out. Latest sentencing, what did he get? Sticky finger smooth. You didn't hear the whole thing? So Jeremy's away for a long time, apparently. Lauren, what did he get?
Oh my gosh. He got so much.
We got 2 sentences. The first one was, second one was 41 months, right?
41 months.
And the first one was,
50 something.
I give you a spotlight and this is what happens.
I know.
And people
You
say,
can't
let
trust
Lauren
me.
talk.
No.
People say you bring an
Don't
attorney
let
on.
Lauren.
You bring an
Don't
attorney
let-
on and then you don't let her talk. And this is what happens. Accidental Esquire, thank you. 81 months
In
Plus-
total.
in total, but with a year served, right?
Yeah.
So
There was
we're going to say ballpark at 70 months.
It was like 7 years on the first sentence.
Are you buying his house and turning it into an Airbnb? Residential Census of America wants to know if we're going to buy the house and turn it into an Airbnb.
She
Already have
could
interested
totally
parties.
do that.
No, we are going to definitely do a tour of the house.
Yes.
Lauren already told me to not videotape it and post it. Which I said, once you invite people into your house, then it's no longer, you have no expectation of privacy when you invite a stranger into your home.
I don't know.
Did you research this as we discussed it, knowing that you were going to come on here? Nope. Once again, everyone says, let Lauren talk. Well, why would I do that when Lauren hasn't done the work? So we're not going to let Lauren talk too much. He's gone for roughly a year. No, sticky fingers. He's gone for roughly 7 years.
Don't listen to Lauren.
Wow.
Oh, accidental.
Wow. Accidental. I mean, I listened to her a little bit. Yes. So Mr. M wants to know, will the insurance scam sentences be added consecutively? And I guess we'll go to Accidental Esquire because you seem to be the expert on consecutive and consecutive and concurrent. So no. MRK 303 says DeWitt's court cases are definitely not ending the way he planned. This is not going to go the way. All right, come on.
No, thank you.
Also,
Thank
first
you.
of all, I have my Oakleys on for Jeremy.
Yeah, but I'm having a killer hair day.
Wait a minute. I'm also having a good hair day. I thought I was. And I'm wearing Oakleys. So they will run the new ones consecutive. His score sheets are off the charts. Wow. So he's going to get.
But isn't it in the judge's discretion?
Everything is always in the judge's discretion. Accidental Esquire knows that.
Yes.
But there's definitely we don't. So Phil G writes, "Where is Jen?" I'm learning that people want me to read the things that pop up and then answer them because people don't know what I'm talking about. Great games. Love you too, babe. Barry, yes, he is screwed. Barry writes, he is screwed. Agreed. He is screwed. Literally and figuratively, I believe. But also based on his Grindr account, not necessarily unhappy about that. So Jeremy might be in hog heaven. so to speak. Back to Phil G. Where's Jen? So, fortunately, today, one of our friends, who shall remain nameless, sent me Jeremy's call logs for the last couple months. Not the calls. I didn't get the calls. I got the logs. So, M&M Investigations writes, we were hoping that you'd be reporting from the sentencing hearings. M&M, I haven't been able to get down there, but I've kind of been saving it because I'm, as I've said all along, I'm most interested in the insurance scams.
You really are.
To me,
Federal doesn't excite me as much as
those
it
insurance
excites
scams
me.
have got to be the thing. Barry writes, me too. What are you writing me too? He is screwed about the insurance scams, Barry. Barry writes, me too. I'm hoping he means about the insurance trial, because to me, like, what has he got to lose now? Like, there's no reason to plead to those. What does he have to lose? And Jeremy wants to get on the stand and tell his story. So I think Lauren's.
Hi, Webkins.
All right, Lauren. Lauren's excited because Webkin's super fan. Webkin's super fan. Oh,
that's my favorite fan of all.
We know who that is now. We're not going to screw
it
up
this
time.
But we have favorite fan of
we
all.
have a celebrity in the audience.
That's my very best
super
favorite.
Fan is my lovely daughter. So that's exciting. Yes, Alyssa. Alyssa writes, it's me, Dad. But you could be talking to anybody. So, Okay. Yes, Barry, I agree. I am excited about the I want Jeremy to get up on the stand and explain that he didn't crash into those people. Accidental Esquire writes, the federal sentencing said it all concurrent means no sentence at all, so must be consecutive. Okay. Do you think Rania bounced to Egypt? Nope. Writes, do you think
No.
So let me get to the phone calls. We have the logs. Webkin superfan saw them today a little bit. And so Great Gams, yes. Great Gams writes, do you have a tally sheet for time? And he has to, so far as how much money he owes. So Great Gams, he owes, as far as we can tell right now, about $70,000. It's $69,000 and change. Barry writes, I heard he's pleading guilty to the insurance case. Barry, if he pleads guilty, that's fine, but I want to be there for the allocution, because that's interesting as well. Because in the tax evasion case, his allocution was priceless. They were like, Jeremy, do you plead guilty? He's like, okay. They're like, no. Are you guilty? He's like, for our purposes here, I am. No. Did you do it? Like he can't like just say, yeah, I did it. I'm guilty. So, yeah. So, Sticky Finger Smooth is wearing a hamburger watch, which I'm not really sure if you're in the 70s, you'd be arrested for that, but you should be okay now. Osceola case. So MRK 303 writes, Osceola case equals 82 months. Federal tax case equals 41 months. So if my math is correct, that's like 275 months. No, Lauren is like,
I don't do math. I'm
it's
12.
It's 12. 8 plus 4 is 12. So that's 120 plus 3. It's 123 months.
You're good at that.
So that's like 10 years. 10 times 12 is 120. That's 10 years with a year served. That's 9 years. That fucker is not getting out.
He'll get some.
He's going to get some
time off for good behavior.
Accidental Esquire gets it. When he finally gets out, call it.
Yes,
Sex offenders.
Lawyers are allergic to math.
Hey, Fraudy, we have a celebrity in the house.
Hi, Fraudy.
Fraudy's here. So what I was getting at was, so I got some call logs today via a friend, and it's interesting. His phone calls have now changed. Rania refuses to answer any calls. And Jen is still taking his calls. And the interesting thing about him is that, and I'm just going to look real quick, is that Jeremy is still. So I'm going to show. Let's see. Can we show? Hold on. So look how often he makes his phone calls.
It's crazy.
10:08, 10:09, 10:10, 10:12, 10:13, 10:17, 10:18, 10:19. All he does is sit at the phone and make phone calls. That's all he does. Let me see if I can get, there you go. Look, 1836, 1944, 1945, 8:52. So he went to bed at 1945. What time is that? 1945.
Minus 12. So 7 something.
Right. 7:45.
7:45.
Lights out. Then he wakes up after breakfast, 8:52, 8:54, 9:14, 9:50, 9:50. Look, he's making 2 calls every minute.
Mm-hmm.
He's making 2 calls a minute. And Rania's not picking up. So we don't really know where Rania is. I am definitely going to go and visit the house. And I'll probably pump the real estate agent for some info. And we'll find out. Barry writes panic calling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in a state of chaos,
100%.
right? I mean, he's got to be just beside himself. Residential Census of America would just be his public defender on his calls. That's not Jeremy's MO, remember? He was very careful about not calling Amir. Remember those? Oh, thank you, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to call you at work, sir. Didn't mean to bother you, sir. Remember? He's very careful to not alienate his attorneys. Those constant phone calls are his mom, Rania,
Mm-hmm.
and Jen. So, yeah, Mr. M, but him making. So Fraudy says, yeah, Mr. M, but him making all these calls makes it a huge cost to get the calls. Fraudy and I are going to hook up maybe tomorrow, and Fraudy's going to get those calls. If I need to make a sizable donation to Mr. Fraudy, we're going to get those calls. So we're going to take care of that.
Imagine being his mom. Barry writes.
Barry said he will also donate. And Fraudy, text me and tell me what like the cost would be. Like, what would you need for like, an hour's worth of calls? And we'll put it together somehow. Dan Buckley, it took me a minute, but I found you guys. Dan, it takes me more than a minute to get online. So it's bad. I technologically am not savvy. So, okay. So do we have anything here that we wanted to talk about?
Lots.
Well, not lots, because all this stuff we kind of want to talk about was before the second sentence.
Yeah.
So I wanted to fight PT a little bit. I love him, but we disagree. Jeremy's tax returns said he made $525,000 over 3 years. So PT is like, everyone says he didn't make any money. Clearly, he was making money. But $525,000 divided by 3 is less than $200,000 a year. So let's say, for argument's sake, what's 525 divided by 3?
Yeah.
525 divided by 3 is 170. Yeah, it's 170. 175. So during that trial, it said that any given time, Jeremy had 26 different contractors. Now, we know that he didn't actually have 26 contractors working for it. Probably had 6. And those other 20 were, one time and gone, because who the hell would work for Jeremy? So if you take $175,000 and divide it among 6 people, it's $30,000 a person. So now we know, so for Randos, right? So he was spending like a drunken sailor, but if he brought in $175,000, he gave the other 5 people $75,000. We know he was getting a check. We know Jen was getting a check, and he had to be paying 3 of them like a decent amount of money. So that business, like we always say, it didn't make any money. So I take umbrage with PT about that. I do not think that was strictly dress up. That was not insurance fraud is his main function. That's his main line of business. Right. French
Right.
Toast Mafia writes plus rent, plus gas, plus overhead.
Right.
And French Toast Mafia is correct in that those are the minimums. And those are the things he had to pay. Had to pay gas for those vehicles. I don't know about the rent even, but there was other bullshit. Cologne, Mr. M writes, obviously. Oakley's, fake Oakley's cost money. So for Randos writes, no, I definitely don't think he was paying anyone generously. But they were probably holding him hostage a little bit, right? It's a Saturday and you got four. You got four escorts, and these guys are like, I'm not coming unless. Right. So Fraudy writes, we know he was doing 4, 5, 6 escorts on a Saturday.
Right.
And you can't lose them. Like Jeremy still had a little bit of like, I don't want to use the word pride, but pride in his business. And he didn't want to not show. You know, you could hear that in the phone calls with Jen and how he was pleading with her to make it right. So, you know, he was paying those guys whatever he had to get them to go out and work. So, you know, he had enough to keep it going, chasing his tail. Fraudy, right. He had enough chasing his tail. And PT seems to try to make it seem like, right. Barry just wrote, I had 500 grand in 18 months when I opened a health club. Right. So owning a small business myself, I know that with 5 guys, you should be doing $1 million.
Right.
Kinda. So, you know, the idea that he was doing 175,000 with 4 people is like, no, that's not money.
Not happening.
Sticky Fingers writes, he didn't pay his guys peanuts. I know. Listen, he was, but that's Sticky Fingers writes, he wasn't paying his guys anything. We know that. He was committing credit card fraud to take the money out of ATMs to pay his guys. So, Great Gams wants to know, Ron, you got fired? We didn't hear that. We actually heard that she's working full time. Max Powers, I can see the message, yes. So we think Ranya's working full time. Yeah. Right. Accent Esquire, right. I had a construction business, 12 employees, $1.5 million,
right,
and I couldn't make it work. Right. That's, you know, fraudy. Let's be real. A business should be able to pull 500 grand and have a good auditor account working so he can pay his
right.
Fuck all. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, it's not easy. No small business is easy, but Jeremy wasn't paying what Accidental Esquire and I pay in terms of workers' comp, liability, auto insurance, property insurance, business insurance, Family Leave Act insurance, disability. Jeremy wasn't paying any of that, and he still wasn't making any money. John Doe writes, Rania being fired came out during a sentencing. So John Doe, do you think that was bullshit? Like just Jeremy making up stuff? Because apparently, and Fraudy can comment on this, I guess, Jeremy was still lying during his sentencing. He told everybody he had a college degree. He was talking more shit, which somebody said in federal, you got to watch out because they'll go check that shit.
I've always told you federal is scary.
Yeah. So, Fraudy, if he paid his fees, bills, it would be doable. No, Fraudy, it's true. He was better off actually paying bills because then his tax return wouldn't be such bullshit because he didn't pay anybody. So his tax return is just pure nonsense. John Doe writes that Rania lost her job because she was taking care of their sick child. Well,
Sick child?
you know, this is DeWittian logic. Malware bot seems like DeWitt is judgment proof at some point, though. It doesn't seem like it anymore. He got 10 years in jail and he owes 70 grand so far, and that's without the insurance stuff. Because the insurance stuff, I think, is probably going to be the baby. I think the insurance stuff is going to be probably heavier on restitution.
The fines, yeah.
So he's going to come out of there owing 200-300 grand.
But I think he's also going to add to the sentence on the insurance.
I
fraud.
agree. Yeah. Residential Census of America. Residential Census. He's asking about who did Jeremy's taxes. If his mom's wife did his taxes. I have no doubt that Jeremy did QuickBooks and I'm sorry, TurboTax, and just made the numbers up as it goes along. Like he would watch that number in the top corner, being like, "Oh, I'm getting $12,000 back. Let me change this number. Let me change that number." Yeah, well, Ronnie's a hypochondriac. Accidental Esquire writes Ronnie's a hypochondriac. I think Ronnie's a hypochondriac because Ronnie doesn't want to go to work, as I've said a million times. She's just making shit up. I don't think Ronnie's great games. I don't think Ronnie's living with the moms. I don't think that's feasible. I don't think it's doable. I don't think they would have each other. So Fraudy writes, no, Jeremy used H&R Block in his last tax returns. Almost stupider than using TurboTax is using H&R Block. Imagine you have a commercial business and using H&R Block. Like what?
No.
Yeah, no, agreed. What else we got here?
That's probably what got him in trouble.
Max Powers writes, he tells them that because he'll be in a cell with someone of similar level of education. Is that accurate? No.
I don't think so.
No. Max, you're high. Max, go home. You're drunk. Pickles. Hey, Pickles. Good to see you. Jeremy can't tell the truth about anything. No, we understand that.
Message.
Pickles, why? Pickles always redacts their messages. Every live. Pickles. Photo is now living with Rania. Pickles, if that's not true, don't say it. Residential Census writes, I can see him coming into the door with statements from 17 credit cards, bank fees from multiple banks, and a ton of stories, 100%. So residential, you think you went into HR Block with all those stories? That's amazing. That's really funny. Well, I don't know if you guys saw, I was there on Christmas at Jeremy's house, and the lawn does look immaculate. So,
and they had a wreath.
They have a wreath?
Yeah.
There's a wreath there, but the realtors might have done that.
Maybe.
The realtors try to make it look festive. So Fraudy writes that during the DCF visits in 23, she was living with his mom during the week and working full time. So nobody was in the house then, Fraudy?
Mm.
Yeah, Jean-Claude. DeWitt is definitely fucked now. Like, he's got no hope now. Jim B writes that I am as popular as leprosy. It's a weird analogy, but I'll give it to you. I don't really consider myself that popular.
Sky, congratulations.
What happened to Sky?
He passed the bar in the last year.
Oh.
And he's practicing in estate planning.
He hopes Jeremy rots in prison.
That too.
We like that sentiment.
Yeah.
Nice sentiment, Sky. Wait, what did Fraudy say? Oh, he said not to say that because he redacted it in places. Sticky Finger says Jeremy's not keeping his cherry while in prison. Well, hey, remember my kids watching this video, I think, so take it easy. Listen, based on Jeremy's Grindr account, there's no cherry to keep. Jeremy's been violated every way. You can be violated. Who else we got? Lauren's going to the bathroom for the third time in the last 8 minutes. Because she's a lightweight. MRK wrote that Jeremy can't plan a trip to the toilet. Clearly, Lauren can. Oh, Pickles with the what's the name of that show? That's a great show. I just watched it actually for the first time. Lauren she's milking this drink, by the way. So don't count on her. Believe me, it's not good. She's gonna drive her butt home soon. So Jeremy's fucked. Yes. Okay, what else did I want to say for my notes? Yeah, so I fully plan to be at the insurance trial or at least the allocution. PT. You know, it's funny, these cases, the judge didn't go with the recommendation of the prosecutor because the prosecutor wanted more, I think. And Lauren and I were talking about the other day, and she said to me, she goes, you know, in the scheme of things, it's not a lot of money. He's not Leona Helmsley. He's not the other broad, what's her name? Martha Stewart. And these things are not violent, even though Jeremy has been violent. So that was why she thought he might not go with the, 4 randos, the insurance cases in March. Yes. February, March, I think. I'm excited about those. I've always been excited about those. Yeah, Mr. M. That's the thing with Jeremy. So if you had seen him during the tax return case, he hasn't lost any of his arrogance. He hasn't lost any of his stupidity, bravado. He's still thinking he can get over. It's amazing to watch him speak. Yes, John Doe writes 2 pickles. No doubt Jeremy has held a lot of pockets. What's the name of that show, guys? Lauren, what's the name of that show where the guy holds the pockets, the prison show on TV? Breakout or Break?
Prison Break.
Prison Break. If you guys haven't watched Prison Break, it's great. I know it's old. Like I watched it for the first time recently and like thought I was onto something major. Lauren's like, yeah, that show's 14 years old. You're retarded. So.
Get some rum too. I do have some.
Johnny Hernandez, what's up, buddy? Yes, back. Here I am. American Me, Scared Straight. What are you guys talking about? Prison Break. Is this pocket thing like a prison thing? I thought it was just germane to that show. It's American Me. You know American Me?
No. I know Prison Break. No.
Happy New Year, Johnny.
Happy New Year,
No,
Johnny.
Oz is, yes, John Doe writes yes, Prison Break.
Yeah.
Yeah, Accidents of Fire. It's Oz. Oz is the greatest prison show of all time. All those characters from Law and Order. Sick. So French Toast Mafia wants to know if we think Rania will get pinched with any insurance crimes with her as the policyholder.
She hasn't been charged yet.
She hasn't been charged, and I don't think the prosecutors have the appetite for Jen or Rania.
No.
I think they're happy to get
Jeremy.
I don't think. God, Johnny, I haven't watched either one of those. Bloody Oz. Fraudy with his bloody. Fraudy has to throw bloody in there because of where he lives. Yeah. Accidental Esquire writes the same thing. He said, yeah, Jeremy is the big fish and Rania and Jen are just sideshows. They're the smelts. And I think we all know why I use that fish in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone from California in here who wants to see their governor lynched? Bound by honor. Blood in, blood out. Okay, Johnny, I'm in. Minnesota. Hey, yeah, where is everybody from? Residential Centers of America, Minnesota, which, has given us an almost vice president recently. Thank God it didn't. What about Jeremy's buddy Michael Breen? John Doe wants to know. It's a really good question.
That's a good question.
He's another one who's skating.
Yeah.
Great Games asks a great question. Great question out of Great Games. When the house gets sold, who gets the money first? And I would go to Fraudy to that one too. What he thinks about that, because
it's marital asset.
Please continue.
It's a marital asset. They're not divorced yet. So it's a 50-50 split. And probably because he's incarcerated, it would probably go into some sort of account held in trust.
But what about all the people they owe money to? What about all the liens?
That he owns?
He owns some, and
wait,
turns out she
is
does
it the
too.
business?
No,
Or they're personal?
they're personal.
That would probably come off the top.
So say they're looking for, what are they looking for the house? 360, 350. I know for a fact they owe 150 to people. Between the fence guy, the kitchen guy, credit cards.
But did they file a mechanics lien?
Yes.
They can owe it, but they have to file, like in New York, you have to file a mechanics lien to actually perfect your lien for non-payment.
Is Lauren's voice coming through okay? Is she loud enough? Okay, thanks. Black Girl Magic. That sounds racist. Right. Oh, shit. Fraudy writes he owes almost $300 on the mortgage.
But that's not unheard of.
They've been in the house for long enough, and he paid like $280 for it. John Doe writes, Jeremy is going to flip. On who? Johnny Hernandez asks a great question. Are his creditors going to get his house in Egypt? His beautiful estate he owns in Egypt.
I don't think so.
No.
Not in the United States.
Gosh. Mr. M writes, he probably remortgaged it several times, which is probably what Fraudy was referring to. So who's taking a bath on that mortgage? If they sell the house for what are they selling it for? $385? Does anyone have a listing? They're selling it for $350, $360, $370. They owe $300,000, and they owe creditors $150,000. Who? What? How does that work?
The mortgage company gets paid first because they perfect their. So it's like a hierarchy, right? And so the mortgage is the first in time. And then the creditors that come after get paid after that. So it's like a bankruptcy, right? Like there's classes of creditors, bankruptcy.
$350 he's asking for, $349. There goes Pickles, retracting messages again. Pickles, I can't deal with you.
So the mortgage lender is usually the first to get paid.
John Claude wants to know if a lien can be put against his Army pension.
I don't know the answer to that.
Lauren doesn't know the answer to that. You see what a noob she is?
I
Jeremy doesn't have a pension from the Army.
He wasn't
stolen valor.
Right.
Who brought her?
I don't know.
Yeah, French Mafia closing costs. Forget that.
See, Sticky Fingers.
No, I gave her the floor.
Sticky Fingers agrees. Also, he made the drink.
Residential. Who filed the claim? Residential Centers, right? Sorry, I know I have to read it. They filed the claim in courts on the fence. The biggest dog gets paid first. Yeah, but the mortgage company is always going to be the first lien holder.
Right.
They wouldn't give the mortgage unless they were.
Correct.
No, I know the fence company, but like.
But they would be secondary.
Residential rights, the fence company. No, I get that, but who so you think the fence company has a lien on the house?
But they'd have to file
So
a
look,
mechanics lien.
Max Power is right. So anything that he is owed from the sale will go to the IRS. We forgot about the IRS. Oh my God. Fraudy, help me out here.
Get paid immediately. And then the mortgage, right? Because
Wait, the IRS goes first? Because they're the big dog?
so like in the state, if an insurance company,
Owes the IRS residence rights, he owes the IRS $69,000.
okay,
So he's looking to sell the house for $350,000. He owes $300,000.
right,
Now there's $50,000 left over.
right.
He owes the IRS $69,000. That's minus $19,000.
But wait,
He's
so for example,
oh my God.
if an insurance company in New York goes into bankruptcy,
All right, this is
right?
what Lauren actually knows about. Okay, go ahead. Not that she doesn't know other stuff. I'm just saying this is her particular line of
Correct.
professional.
Right.
Go ahead.
So there's a hierarchy of payment, right? It goes into receivership, and then there's a class of creditors.
He owes a taxi. He
I'm
owes
a-
taxi $80,000.
Right. Freddie, who also has a bunch of small claims. That's
Fraudy, am I right though?
That's probably
Fraudy though. Listen, he's looking for $350,000 on the house. He owes $300,000. He owes $69,000 to the IRS. He owes $80,000 in Mir's taxi. How can you, if you sell a house, $300,000 in the hole on the house? What happens?
so the government always gets paid first,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the mortgage, because they were the first in line,
There's not gonna be anything left of the mortgage.
they take a loss. If they sell the house, they have to.
So accidental rights, they will be negative at closing.
At closing.
Right. Accidental is always the best. Accidental rights, they will be negative at closing. It makes more financial sense for Rania just to walk away or stay in the house until forced out. So accidental, agreed, right? And we see that happen.
And it goes into foreclosure and it goes on the auction block.
And she can stay there for
12 years.
years.
In New York, at least.
But then why put it up for sale? And clearly it's for sale. I mean, I know this because I'm going to go on a tour of it very soon.
Because they try to show that they're trying to mitigate their damages. And they're trying to sell.
Residential, you can't hear me? Yeah, Fraudy, I agree. So Fraudy, Fraudy says, I reckon they are terrified of being foreclosed on, which happens to people.
It does.
And if Jeremy was out, he would probably not give a shit.
No, he would fight the foreclosure.
Yeah, but Jeremy would play the game for years.
Yes.
Ronnie doesn't have that kind of.
No. He would file bankruptcy and
Okay.
it would stay it for a year. And
Mr. M wants to turn it into a Metro State Museum, and I'm with you. John Doe writes, obviously the house is about to be foreclosed on. But John Doe, these foreclosures take years and years and years and years. Residential Centers, right? The $69,000 he owes will follow him and his returns will be garnished. Yep. Pickles. Oh, Pickles, look, a message that wasn't redacted. Pickles wants to show up for an open house. 100%. I'm in. I'm so in. Mark C writes, they're probably overpricing it so no one buys it. What's the logic there, Mark? Give it to me. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, tell me what you're thinking because maybe you're right. I don't know.
it could be part of the foreclosure process where they try to show that they were trying to mitigate and turn it over for a profit.
Barry, I don't know if that price is good for the area. That price actually, to me, seemed maybe a wee bit high for the area. Like I said, I like the area he's in, but not necessarily like his little 3-block radius. If you go outside his 3-block radius, I like the neighborhood very much. But his, I want a picture of myself in Jen's mirror. Agreed. An old neighbor had $12,000 taken by the IRS for the same thing years later. What do you mean years later? Like years after they sold the house? Fraudy, I don't know. I'm in New York. I'm in New York on Long Island, and I'm like a 4-bedroom. I'm in a 4-bedroom house for like 3,500. Like, I don't know if, yeah, I guess 2,300 is reasonable for Jeremy's house in Florida. Yeah, you're probably right. 2,300 is a good. Listen. What does Fraudy? Do you know what the mortgage is? Like the current mortgage? Barry, your audio just stopped working. Is it your audio or my audio? I hope it's your audio. Great Games, right? Rania should be a squatter. Can be a squatter. She should be a squatter. If she had half a brain and any balls, she'd be a squatter. Right?
Do you know what the deed says? She can't be a squatter if her name's on the deed.
Well, if you don't pay the mortgage, you're a squatter. But she should just stay until the sheriffs carry her out.
Yes.
That's kind of what we
Because that could be 10 years.
That's what we mean about squatter, I think. $1,600 a month mortgage.
I wish.
So it's in New York.
I wish.
Yeah, no, that's makes me angry.
Crazy.
Max Powers thinks Jeremy's got some money overseas in the Swiss banks.
Could be.
Fraudy says, yeah, Shane, people used to think I was Jen. I can see the resemblance, Fraudy. Barry writes, the houses are selling fast, and he lives in Florida. Barry, how far away from Jeremy are you? Saying what couldn't he pull off? What do you think? Right, John Doe. Of course he owns that house in Egypt. We can't forget about that. How much is a house in Egypt? Like 7 beans? It's Egypt. Seven hours. So what are you, north or south, Barry? Are you north of Jeremy or south of Jeremy? Jeremy is a guy writes, Jeremy is a slush fund in Fallujah. Any word on Vidler's case? Mr. M wants to know if there's any word on Vidler's case. Vidler is still fighting a good fight, and we won't hear anything until Northwest. We won't hear anything until Vidler has either won or lost. Barry is northwest of Jeremy. So like Tallahassee, like up there? Mm-hmm. Oh, Panama City, okay. Chris Lunk writes, it's literally the perfect nickname ever made. What, Chris? I think Chris is looking to scrap with me. Chris, are you looking to scrap? We can scrap. Mums owns 2 homes outright. Each mom has a house? John Doe heard that Vidler agreed to mediation. I have not heard that. Wow.
Wow.
Lauren's just breaking stuff. All right, Pickles. Pickles is 2 hours from Jeremy. You guys should be ashamed that I'm in New York and I go to Jeremy's house on the holidays and you don't. So, wrote, don't you think he has more than one mortgage? Yeah, definitely. Fraudy, I think, has confirmed that he's got multiple mortgages. The moms have 1 home each, one in I don't know what that is, and then one in New Smyrna. Mm-hmm. I think it's Fraudy, New Smyrna. Max writes, Jennifer could offer to burn her stinky green floral dress live on air in exchange for coffee. But listen, Max, people pay for anything nowadays. So that's like definitely an OnlyFans thing. Grant McCaskill wants to know if Fraudy should be working on his truck. He can take a break. Fraudy can take a break to join us here. I'm happy to see him. Ooh, Sticky Finger Smooth is getting racial. I don't know. She wants Ronnie to play the race card. Stay in the house.
Yeah.
You think it's Egyptian hate? Trying to get her kicked out. Yes. John Doe thinks Jen and Ronnie should live together. Listen, clearly Rania knows all about Jen and doesn't really have a problem with her. So, Yubotha, good to see you again. Yubotha writes that PT offered Jen $25K for an interview years ago. That's amazing. So Saint Outlet writes, will Jen ever let go? And apparently not, because based on the phone logs, Jen is taking all his calls.
Mm-hmm.
So Jen is still all in. For randos. He already played the race card. Yeah, no, it definitely isn't his repertoire. So Max Powers writes, does Dylan still speak to Jeremy? I think Dylan has kind of moved on. Dylan's like, he got a pilot's license. Dylan seems to be obviously not Jeremy. Yeah, how do we find Tony? So if anyone knows Josh, the Vault, Josh and I went looking for Tony. We couldn't find him. Josh and I went all over Florida for a day looking for Tony. We couldn't find him. Okay. So Fraudy writes, there are no numbers in the call logs that suggest that Dylan and Jeremy are speaking. No, I do think Dylan has washed his hands of Jeremy.
Oh.
Yep. John Doe writes, Dylan testified against Jeremy in the insurance fraud case. Dylan moved to Colorado. Barry Arnold says Dylan moved to Colorado. It's interesting. Yeah, John Doe, I knew that's what you meant, but I didn't want to correct you. Yep. Okay, Residential is going to get some stuff for us with Tony's name, which would be good. Civil Defense Canada. I will be going. I promise I'm going to go. I know it's probably too far away. I was hoping to combine the insurance fraud case and the trip to Jeremy's house. We'll see if that can happen. Max Powers, I don't know who that is. You'll have to put a link to that video in. Fraudy writes, I can put you in contact. I spoke with Tony a few days ago. He is desperate to get that 250 from the house.
That's never good.
Shane, go talk to Rania. I suspect she will hand over the truck. Go talk to Rania where? At our house? Pedo Pilot. Mr. M says that Dylan can't get a license with a pedo. So Mr. M, I don't think that Dylan has a pedo. I think he got out of that. You know, he was on To Catch a Predator, right?
Yes.
Yes, Dylan was on To Catch a Predator. You guys can probably find that. What's that guy's name? Did To Catch a Predator guy? No.
I'll think of it.
No, Dylan is not a registered sex offender. He was on.
No.
What was that guy's name? To Catch a Predator. Remember? That great show. Chris Hansen.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chris Hansen busted Dylan, which is amazing. But Dylan somehow skated on it. No, Yahoo Yahoo. And the only thing.
Tony is dead.
Tony's not dead. Chris Lunk writes, I can confirm Tony's dead. Chris Lunk was trying to fight me earlier, so I don't know if we could take anything Chris Lunk says. Yes, great games. Thank you. Chris Hansen, correct. Chris, where's Sticky Fingers? Chris Lunk is being a knucklehead. I think he should be timeout for a while. Sticky Fingers is dropping the ball. Yeah, Fraudy says Tony's not dead. Chris Lunk is a lunkhead, I think. Prove what? Chris Lunk is going timeout. I really gave this job to put user in timeout. How long? 10 minutes. Let's see if he can figure it out. Let's see if Chris Lunk can figure it out real fast.
That's the first time you put somebody in timeout.
That's the first time I put somebody in timeout. So congrats to Chris Lunk. So why both though? What happened to Josh? He just stopped doing videos. Josh got a new job and became very busy. Josh is actually a very bright guy. He's a finance guy, and he got a job with the city where he lives, and they sent him on a lot of trips. And Josh also does pretty well, I think, like in the TikTok world, selling stuff, making videos, advertising products. So what the fuck are we doing? What
I don't know what that
I got a
is.
Priceline video. So that's what happened to Josh. Josh is good. I talked to him today, actually. We were texting. I like Josh. John Doe writes, Dylan pled to lesser charges since no physical contact with me. Yeah, but John Doe, there was no physical contact with any of those guys. The cops all busted before there was physical contact. So what makes Dylan different? Johnny Hernandez, if you would like to text with me, I'd be happy to text with you. Why both? I don't think there is an Egypt address.
Definitely not.
I mean, Ranya's parents live in Egypt, though.
Yeah, but not
We
them.
can go visit her parents.
Not them.
PT has been slipping with Fuckboy Friday. Yeah, there's not so much to do. We're gonna. I told you, Friday and I are gonna get those phone calls. We're gonna do that. Johnny, New York football is a wasteland, a vast wasteland. There's no point discussing our football teams. Yes, Mr. M, I agree. And that's what keeps me going. Mr. M writes, the new phone calls will be epic. And I absolutely agree. Those will be tremendous.
I'm really kind of sad that we couldn't listen to them tonight and debut them.
We only have the logs. We don't
I
have.
know.
Tommy Ussery, good to see you. His address is the Big Pier in Egypt. Agreed. No go Bills. We don't. No. Civil defense. You're gonna get timeout too for 1 minute if you keep that up. I know you can handle 1 minute, but I guess not. Mr. Emrice, he's not gonna have to call Jen Blondie anymore. No, I guess not. There's no secrets anymore. Jed, hey Shane, hey Jed, good to see you, pal. So this is a good question. Johnny Hernandez writes, what's super sad is that his little girl will be without her dad for at least 4 years or more. First of all, it's like at least 7 years or more.
Yeah.
And I think that kid is far better off.
Probably. But it's still sad.
No, it's still sad. Friday says you need to collect jail call donations directly and I will do it. No, I'll just send you dough. Oh, shit. You guys want to see what I was bidding on? Anyone see this Pristine Auctions? So this is a new addiction of mine, which is not good for me. But today.
But you're going to win.
Oh, look what I won. Look what I won. You won a Bo Jackson signed Raiders jersey. And I'm just bidding on shit like a mental patient all day, every day. Do you know how cool a Bo Jackson signed Raiders jersey is? Does anyone have any idea? Wow, my friends are going to freak the fuck out. So, Friday, if I can I could have sent that 273 to you. Friday, I could have sent that 273 to you and we could have great phone calls. But now I have a Bo Jackson jersey, so boom. What's Jed saying?
Bo knows.
Dipshit DeWitt. I like it. And Beeger. Yes. Beeger. Sounds funny. Bo knows. For Randall's, I used to sit next to Bo's sister at Sox games. It's just like The Office with Daryl when his sister looks just like Daryl. Daryl and his sister look just like each other. I don't follow basketball. Right, Fraudy. You're right. But Fraudy's like, yes, no, I understand. But I don't like know how to do it. Again, just send me the instructions, a way to send it. I don't know. How about I give Lauren the money and she does it? I'm only really good at like handing money. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do anything else. Max Powers, you both writes, Max, I know the video. It's cringe as F. Barry Harrell has the same hip implant that Bo Jackson has. Bo Jackson's career was cut short. I'm from Boston now. It was cut short because he had a hip impingement that Shane for real, what's IQ? Is that what's my IQ? It's like 37. I've been tested. Just so you know.
No, it's higher than that.
No, I'm like retarded. Negative
Negative
37.
30s.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't care.
No.
Oh, well, yeah, where I call the guy fuckboy? Yeah, that guy was a fuckboy. Greg Gams is looking to give away some cash. I like it. Barry's a hip implant salesperson.
Oh.
It's nice.
I
So
might
now-
need that in the future.
We know where to go.
Yeah.
If we need a hip implant. I'm pretty self-deprecating. It's hard to make fun of me. I make fun of myself more than anyone could ever make fun of me. So you're not going to get anywhere picking on me. All right, what else we got? Yeah. All right, give me something. Yahoo Yaba self-defecated before, but he was really drunk. So I had the flu this week, so I self-defecated countless times. What?
I still have phlegm.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, this.
Max Powers. Yeah, Jeremy's going to try Max Powers, right? Jeremy's trying to get his sentence reduced by saying he has brain trauma and suicidal tendencies. He's going to say whatever he can. Oh, okay. Fraudy just gave me homework. I like that.
Johnny wants to know how Cleopatra is.
Cleopatra, come give daddy a kiss. Cleopatra. She'll come. Cleopatra. Wait, hold on. You want to eat? That was cheating. Cleopatra. She'll come. It's my princess. Now when I put my head down, she'll show up. Yeah. Lauren, did you see Hank Brennan is on the Karen Reed case?
I did not see that.
Lauren isn't she's behind the 8 ball.
I am.
Cleopatra might be sleeping, but she's still my princess. What Jed writes, what year does dipshit DeWitt see freedom? We don't know because the insurance fraud cases haven't been answered yet. But he's in for at least 7 years. So figure 2032, which will make him, he's 10 years older than me, 10 years younger than me.
Younger.
He's 10 years younger than me, so he's 44. Oh, his birthday's coming up.
Yes. Birthday party.
We're going to have a birthday party for Jeremy. He's 10 years younger than me, which makes him 44. And he's going to get out when he's 51, at least 51. Wow. Accidental Esquire is predicting a 15-year sentence.
On the insurance rule?
No,
Or-
total.
Well, in total.
Yeah.
Well, he's already up to what?
8.
More than that. He was 7 for.
It's 51 and 41. It's 91 months. 91 divided by 12 is 7 is 84. No, it's like 8 years.
Okay.
Jean-Claude Van Damme writes he failed to register charge and his proposed federal IRS will bring it to 11 years. Yeah, that's probably what Accidental's getting to also. Max Power is right. Don't you get out earlier in the U.S.? Yeah, they let people out for it. And Jeremy's the kind of guy who gets out because, like Lauren said the other day, like it's not Martha Stewart money. It's not Leona Helmsley money. It's not, real violent stuff. I mean, he is hitting people with his car, which is pretty violent. But
Yeah, but
he's not stabbing anyone. He's not hitting anyone with a bat. So he could. Jed writes, will you visit him in prison? Absolutely.
you completely will.
Absolutely.
You completely will.
Everyone keeps telling me, like Fraudy especially, keeps telling me I need to win him over. Like I'm on his side.
Max Power says in Europe, we do 50%.
Max, where in Europe are you? Wow, Tommy writes he has 2 more UK. Tommy writes he has 2 more failure to register cases still. Does he really? God, it's hard to keep track of this dude. But I don't care about anything on the insurance. Lauren will tell you from the beginning. That's the only cases I care about.
Mm-hmm.
I need him to go on the stand and have somebody play a video of him driving into somebody and tell me that didn't happen. I do. Jed says, do you think he's actually going to get jail time for the insurance cases? I do. You do too?
I do too.
We both do.
Yeah.
We are in sync on that. Jed writes, it will run concurrent. Maybe it will. But the trial will still be fun.
What would be interesting is if the state time on the first sentencing and the sentencing for the insurance fraud cases runs concurrently, and then the federal case and sentencing runs consecutively. So that could happen, probably.
"65 CJ5 writes," and this is interesting. 65 CJ5 writes, he could have had a good business if he just wasn't Jeremy.
So true. That is so true.
Like, I don't know. Like, you may be right. I don't know. But that business just seems bullshit to me. There's no skill.
That doesn't matter. Then.
And sooner or later, people are going to, like, who in New York, there's no such thing as a funeral escort.
No.
We don't even, you follow the person in front of you. I don't need help doing that. So I just don't know. Mr. M writes he'd still be pulling insurance scams. And I don't even know what you're referring to, but yes, because that's his stock in trade.
Accidental Esquire writes, Judge won't do.
I feel like we're blowing Accidental Esquire too much, maybe a little bit.
Judge won't do a concurrent sentence if he's found guilty at trial. You do not get the benefit of a bargain when you lose at trial.
And he's definitely going to be found guilty.
I think so.
Has to be. Let me go back to Residential Centers of America. Got to run. Thank you so much for hosting. Best group. I agree. This is the best group. It's the most fun. There's very little. We don't get any trolls in here really,
No.
other than Lunkhead. Fuck him. This really is a good group of people. Like, there's no assholes in here. So
No,
I
that's
like
a
it.
fun.
It's just like Friends, kind of. I wouldn't know because I don't have any, but this is what my idea of Friends would be. Wow. Great Gams writes to Mark. She's responding to somebody. So Mark wrote, do you think his daughter will be an adult when he eventually gets released? No. And then Great Gams wrote, Mark, he wants to give up his parental rights. So Great Gams, what makes you say that? Jed Wright, Lunk is well-known poster of info. Jed, Fraudy says he has proof Tony's not dead. And if I'm going to believe somebody, Chris Lunkhead or Fraudy, it's always going to be Fraudy.
How old is Amira?
She's 4.
4. So even worst case scenario, 10
She
years.
could be 19. No, worst case scenario is 15 years.
So she'd be 19.
Right. Yeah. So Lauren, Max Powers wants to know, does a con need to contribute to child support? No. Try to make him.
That's an interesting question. I'm not sure the answer to that.
Try to make him.
He really doesn't have
no
income.
income. What is the judge going to say? Thanks for supporting me on your $0 a month salary, babe.
But it may accrue.
Another Office reference.
It may accrue,
It
and
may
there may be a
accrue.
lien against him, so that any income in the future.
French Toast Mafia writes, do you think Amir will put a lien on that house too? Amir has made his bed.
Oh no, he's going to put a lien.
Amir's not getting. Amir knows that he's going to be 17th on that list of liens. Amir's not putting a lien on the house. I promise you. Amir's getting paid in some other way, or Amir knows he's not getting paid. There's no way, Amir. We can.
Oh, I would.
We'll fight over this one.
I would. Yeah, I would bet he puts a lien on the house.
Good evening from Manhattan. Oh, the Papa Smurf, the OG. What's up? In the house?
Hi, Papa Smurf.
Listen, you both are, according to the IRS, Jay was making $400,000. But why both? I think that was over 3 years. It wasn't in 1 year. Yes. Jed, reach for it, motherfucker. That's great. Amir was paid by the moms. Why both it says Amir was paid by the moms, which is very possible.
Possible. And then he won't
We
have a
don't
lien. But if he wasn't paid, I could see him putting a lien.
I don't buy it. There's something else with Amir. Why would Amir be in it even this long? There's something else with Amir. Yeah. Fraudy writes, Amir got a few grand. That's all. And that's recently from his mom. So Fraudy, Lauren and I are fighting. She says that Amir would put a lien on the house. And I say there's no way he would put a lien on the house. What do you think? $65 CJ says that Amir has banged Jen. And I don't know if I can subscribe to that theory.
No.
I disagree.
I can't get around that.
Unknown
I can't get
Animus. Hey, Shane. No. Hey, unknown. Right. French Toast Mafia writes, Amir got to let free advertising on Dr. Phil. Amir took his client beyond city lines when he was supposed to. So
that doesn't mean he. Yeah.
Mr. M writes, what happened to the cop that got with Jen? Remember the cop who got a little blowy in front of Jen's house? That guy got fired. So Friday writes, Amir is only coming out when paid in advance now. And moms are paying some, not all. Four Randos writes, I think Amir hates Jeremy. Well, why would he?
Oh.
No way he banged Jen. That's literally dangerous. No. Jeremy's the only one who banged Jen. Well, except for that cop who got the blowy on the front seat of his car. Unknown Animus is clearly Chris Lunk, and says that I have a pebble for a brain. Tell us something we don't know.
I disagree.
Well, if you're planning on getting a rise out of me with that stuff, it's not going to work out for you.
Yeah. Wrong guy.
Why both are rights? Amir is obligated to finish the cases he took on. I know, but like
Well, he
Lauren,
can't stop representing him until
Lauren and I have this argument also because on one hand, she has said to me, lawyers recuse themselves all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How come this lawyer doesn't recuse himself?
You want the answer to?
Yeah.
I think he gets some sort of notoriety out of it.
So he got paid on Dr. Phil.
Right.
So he's not going to put a lien on the house because he got paid.
Maybe.
Okay. So accidental, what are we saying yes to Lauren about? Not that I agree with it. Whatever it is, disagree. Breen was a partner in some business. Friday writes, Breen was a partner in some business. Yeah, the ambulance business, mainly, right?
A different attorney, Friday says.
Bye. Unknown Animus has been deleted from the chat. Friday, you got a name? Friday says there's yet another attorney in the mix. I am Mexican. Tommy User, congrats. Oh, why both? This is I'm not American. Sound like it's a combination of Mexican and American. I'm not American, so I'm just basing this off what PTV has said. I have a high attention to detail. Why both? I'm going back to read what you wrote. Yes, no, why both? That's true. A lot of people say that you have an obligation to finish where you start.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Lauren will attest.
Yes. You
But,
can't just stop representing a client.
But people recuse themselves.
They do, but you have to do it by motion practice.
Why can't Amir do that?
He can if he wants to.
Why wouldn't he?
Because I'm sure in Florida, it's some sort of notoriety or any attention, even negative attention is good attentions.
Accidental Esquire writes, I knew a defense attorney who would give a discount to clients if they etched his name and number in the holding cells. And he got referrals from it. That's classic. Mark C, maybe the judge didn't allow him to.
It could be denied.
Well, especially if the judge is his old law partner.
In New York, you have to move by order show clause. And you have to move to be relieved as counsel. And you have to serve your client pursuant to the directives in the order show clause. It could be dismissed because you didn't file an affidavit of service. And it's just procedural, not on the merits.
This is where she loses me when she starts talking fancy. Jed wants to know Fraudy where all his videos go. You got to find them. Fraudy's videos are up there for the world to see. MRK writes, DeWitt was trying to fast walk the federal sentencing because he didn't want his Florida convictions to be considered in federal court. He's now sentenced to. Okay. See what MRK wrote?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, John Claude, I think Real World Police is where I first got my Jeremy taste. Jed, the Jeremy videos you're talking about for Fraudy? Listen, I have it on some experience that PT and Fraudy have videos that my understanding is that between PT, Fraudy, and Josh, somebody has Jeremy's whole cloned phone. That's my understanding.
65 CJ says,
Somebody's
Lauren
holding
thinks all attorneys have morals and integrity like her. Oh, thank you. Hey.
Great Games wants to know how much Amir charges. Like, he's definitely not charging Jeremy what he would charge somebody else. I don't know.
What do you think the going rate is?
Jed, why aren't they released? I don't know. Fraudy, we do release like Fraudy. Does somebody have? I'm going to ask Fraudy right now. Fraudy, does somebody have Jeremy's whole cloned phone?
Fraudy definitely has it.
Somebody's got it.
Yeah.
Mr. M writes, Amir got good advertising on Dr. Phil. No, agreed. And I think he came across, well actually on Dr. Phil. Amir did. Fraudy gets plenty of love, I think. I mean, how do you not like Fraudy? If you don't like Fraudy, there's something wrong with you. No, Fraudy's going to release some stuff. It's expensive, but we're going to hook it up. Don't get on Fraudy. Fraudy's my guy. Johnny Hernandez wants to know who's got Jeremy's cologne collection, which is a valid question. Yeah, no, Fraudy's the man. Oh, very cool. Max Powers writes, he loves Fraudy. I made loads of thumbnails for him. That's very cool. Yeah, no, Fraudy don't. No, Fraudy's holding out. Fraudy, you holding out? Tell us the truth. Chris Ramsey wants to know how much he serves altogether. So, Chris, it's been said here tonight, logically, that he could get between 11 to 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all agree that that's very possible. No, Great Games is. So, Great Games writes, is there anything about Jen? Well, we can tell you that the only person talking to Jeremy in jail right now is really Jen, or by far the most. So there's going to be some Jen phone calls released for sure. What? Fraudy is holding out. He goes, no, I will not saturate. So he's giving it to us trickle. Fraudy, you son of a bitch. Release it, damn you. Accidental Esquire says 12 to 16 years, which accidental is right often. So
Mm-hmm.
French Toast Mafia wants to know how much this stuff costs. I don't even know. All right, Jed's. I think he's giving Fraudy a hard time. We don't want to do it. Max Powers says he guesses 11 years for Jeremy. Could be.
With good behavior, makes sense.
I
can't hear that.
Yeah, no, you can't get on Fraudy when he's the only one doing it. What is going on here? My microphones. Yeah, I can't get on Fraudy. He's the only guy releasing stuff. Fraudy's the guy who does the work. Can't get on the only guy who does the work. Why both it says Jay won't be able to complete his probation again. Can't argue with it. Probably not.
He'll probably have a hearing.
Do you think Jeremy comes out worse or better?
Worse.
Wow, Lauren went right for it. Like what is
He can't get out of his own way.
what does a post Jeremy jail look like?
I think he's just not going to be able to get out of his own way. I think he's going to try to manipulate situations and make ingratiate himself and make himself feel more than he is. And I think it's just going to work against him because the system just is not going to buy it. Where the average person would buy it procedurally, I don't think it would help him.
65 CJ5. Is he going to actual prison this time? Yes.
Yes.
Because the federal holds the reins.
Well, he's going to serve the state time on the first sentencing first, and then he's going to go to federal, which is concurrent. It's not consecutive.
Jeremy could actually.
And then he could end up. He could end up doing state time. When is the trial on the insurance fraud?
March.
In March?
I think March.
Okay. So he could end up serving the whole state time and then going to federal.
Okay. So somebody writes Jeremy's looking for a Netflix deal or something. He could really write a book. If somebody there are scripts.
Mm-hmm.
I know this for a fact. There are scripts around. I've seen them. So I had a really cool idea from doing a movie about Jeremy and doing it from Vidler's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
My plan was that it opens as Vidler is saving the people from the Pulse nightclub shooting, right? Because that's how Vidler is the hero of the Pulse nightclub shooting. So that was my idea, that Vidler, that's how the story would open. Vidler saving all those people, and then him losing it. And then as the story progresses, told from Vidler's point of view, Jeremy's story told from Vidler.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vidler winds up losing his job because of Jeremy. I thought that would be a cool way to tell this story. So, Jackson 68. Jeremy is that guy who runs the 7-Eleven for half a gallon of milk, comes back with a felony and 3 misdemeanors. So Mark C writes, prison guys don't like pedophiles. No, we know, but like we always hear Jeremy like on the phone talking to other inmates and stuff. Why? They don't like pedophiles, and they don't like inmates don't like pedophiles, and cops don't like impersonators.
No.
So why isn't this guy getting his ass kicked every day?
You don't know that he's not.
He's not.
You don't know that. HIPAA.
Freddie would have incident reports.
HIPAA.
What else? Yeah, no, agreed. John Claude talks about the fact that he's a freak and a Woody Harrelson is Vidler, Max writes. Agreed.
I feel like Vidler is the unsung hero in this whole thing, right? Like the public servant who really took up the mantle to try and like do the right thing. And now he worked all these years and he's in jeopardy of losing his pension.
Yeah, he probably went a little bit too far.
Maybe, but
I don't hate it. I would have gone too far also. I would have thrown Jeremy off of that bridge. I wouldn't have dragged him on the bridge. I would have thrown him off the bridge. Right. So 65 are their laws to stop him from profiting from his crimes while he's in jail, but not once he gets
Yeah.
out.
I'm pretty sure he can.
Greg Gams agrees with you. Tommy Usury writes he's paying protection. Where's he getting that money from, Tommy? I guess his mom's probably giving him money.
And I'm pretty sure there are.
Pope doesn't like my
parameters.
opening. Pope, what's not my opening? If we're going to tell the story from Vidler's point of view, let's make Vidler the hero.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Tommy.
Florando's agreed. Civil defense writes he's got to be in PC all the time. That's what I think, but he's making those phone calls all the time, so clearly he's not. Like, I feel like he's assimilating in jail. You can't
So
be on
why
the
is that a
phone all the
surprise?
time
Why is that a surprise?
because he's a
manipulator.
social misfit.
No. Well, I think he's working the system. I think he's ingratiating himself and
No,
knowing the players. He's a manipulator.
civil defense. No, he's making calls 24/7. He makes. I shouldn't say 24/7. He makes calls till 9 o'clock at night, and he starts again at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
All he's
That's
doing
a
is making phone
privilege in
calls.
jail, I would think.
No, not in this jail. No, you have a.
I don't know.
Listen, you have a phone in your cell. There's a
He-
phone in every cell.
There's a phone in every cell.
Yeah. And fun fact: the black guys don't let the white guys use the phone. When a white guy's on the phone,
No.
black guy.
No.
Trust. When there's a white guy on the phone, a black guy goes around and says, "Get the fuck off the phone," and then the white guy's got to go off the phone or gets his ass beat. This is. Trust me,
Oh,
I've been
it's
there.
in the common area.
Trust me, I've been.
You have not.
Fraudy, you're an idiot for holding out videos, man. That's what. Wow, we're not gonna pick on Fraudy. Mom Silk, what's up? They get tablets they can make calls from. Mom Silk says. It's been a while since I was in the
Really?
pokey, so maybe. Listen,
I feel like even
there's one person in this room who's been in the pokey for a minute, and I could tell you that there was a
it's
phone
not me.
in every cell that I went to.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
But you only get one call.
No. So Mark writes, no. Mark writes, what can he be talking about? It seems like the same crap every call. Yes, Mark, it is. But as long as he can hear himself talk, that's part of his psychosis. It's
Mhm.
part of his sociopathy,
that's-
sociopathic behavior. He just
But I
needs
see
to
that as a
speak.
privilege for them. Like even 60 days in, right? Like it was in the Gen Pop. It wasn't in their cells.
Okay, well, I was only in there for 24 hours, and it's like a tier system. You
Okay,
keep
but we're not
moving.
going to talk about that.
You keep moving from one cell to the other, and in every cell I went to, I was able to call my secretary.
That's different.
Oh.
That's different. Than
Yeah, but
being
he's not in
sentenced.
he's not in prison. He's in jail.
Yeah, but mm-mm.
Like I was never in a cell that didn't have 8 guys in it.
And you could just use the phone whenever you wanted.
Yeah. Because
Really?
listen, I got picked up for a suspended license. I had a suspended driver's license.
Right.
And in New York City, you get pulled in for that.
Right.
So I got pulled in for it.
Many, many years ago.
No, this was literally,
Like when you were a teenager.
this was 2000.
Right.
25 years ago.
So you're a baby.
I was a baby.
Right.
But yeah, there were no black guys in my cell because it was a misdemeanor. So it was like it was who propositioned a hooker and who had a suspended driver's license. So I was like the toughest guy in the cell.
Right. But
I don't know what's going on with Jeremy.
I think there's
Pope says I'm a rebel. Great games. I had a suspended driver's license, and it was
it's
literally
not the same thing.
It was literally 22 years ago.
It's not the same thing.
I know, because whatever. But so Tommy writes, you were in a holding cell. You never made it to a house. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So
and
Friday
I don't
writes.
practice criminal law, so I can't
Friday
even
writes,
comment with.
So somebody wrote there was a pad. Somebody wrote there was a pad. Who is that? Mom Silk. And Friday is substantiating. In prison, he gets a pad, and it can send email and messages.
Anytime he wants.
Friday, anytime you want.
I can't even argue because I don't know. I don't do criminal
Christopher,
law.
his house did not sell yet. Tommy's Mexican, so he knows all about crime. No, he said it. I didn't even say it. I didn't say it. Tommy, what side of the wall are you on? This side or the other side?
Max.
Oh, Max.
Max, don't
Sleep
go to
well, buddy.
sleep. You could stay up with us.
See what happens. Wow. 65. Jeremy stands in line and buys others' phone code. And I think by buying it, he does that on his knees. I think, is that what you're saying?
Pope wants to know if you went to the sentencing.
No, Pope, I didn't go to the sentencing. I'm going to try and go for the insurance fraud. That's the one I want to go to. Night, Max. Thanks for stopping in. You're good people.
The federal stuff really didn't intrigue you.
No, I don't care. I care about the insurance fraud because that's
I
so
know,
egregious.
but like the federal stuff.
The federal stuff doesn't bother me. Everybody cheats on their taxes. Half the people in this room cheat
I
on their taxes.
don't.
No, you're a rule follower.
I am a rule follower.
Tommy writes, us Mexicans are born with a felony and bad credit score. Why both are you going to visit the open home, Shane? I'm definitely going to go to the house for sale. No question. Unless it sells really fast. But otherwise, I'll definitely go. Lauren and I are at odds about whether or not I can video. And
I have to research that
she's going to research it.
and protect him.
Right. See, Johnny is a criminal also. He doesn't pay taxes. Christopher Addis writes, when is the next case in Orlando? We think it's the insurance stuff in March. That's what people are talking about. Yahoo Yabu, that is one of my favorite jokes of all time. Did you read it?
I didn't.
Why are there no Mexicans on the bridge of the USS Enterprise?
Why?
Because they don't work in the future either. That's one of my favorite jokes. That's been like a favorite joke of mine since I'm like 11 years old. Okay, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans. It's the same thing, right? We're going to differentiate that now? When did this become racist?
I don't know. But Yabu,
Yeah.
you sent me some of his videos with the music. They were amazing.
Well, please tell us.
Yeah,
Did I watch them?
you did.
How come I don't remember this at all?
You did. Yabu. Amazing. Yes. I loved your videos and the songs. Send them. Please send them because I love them so much.
Yahoo,
Yabu.
what email do you have? The Mets fan email?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, send them to the Mets fan. We'll look for them.
They are Jeremy songs. Yes, Barry.
All right, people, listen, I have to get up for work in the morning.
I don't.
Yeah, but Lauren has to drive home.
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans and Mexicans hate each other. There's no hate here.
No hate here.
This is a
We're
hate-free
all
zone.
Jeremy lovers.
Yes, Johnny, I do work. Thank you very much. Probably because my name's not Hernandez. Just kidding. No, I do. I work. And Saturday and Sunday are my busy days, FYI. I haven't checked my phone. My kids are probably like, are you still on there? Yes.
Thank you, Pope. I will try to save.
She's not drinking. Look at she's this. It's an hour and 40 minutes. This chat, and that's what she didn't even drink half of it. Come on. Don't worry about it. She's
I'm good.
She's
I'm
safe.
Good.
We wouldn't let anything happen to her.
No.
Barry, what are you sick with? You're still very sick? I didn't know you were sick. Good work, hey. Hey. Oh, Barry, yes.
Oh, Barry.
How's it going? Barry, give us an update. Oh, so what are you whining about? I'm like full remission. It means you're healthier than I am.
That makes me happy, Barry.
No, it makes everybody happy. But, don't try to bring us down with your sickness. All right, whatever.
All right.
Stop whining.
I know. Barry.
Yeah, we
You
dig
need
you.
sleep.
We love you.
We love you.
I'm happy you're feeling well. Better. I just spit all over everything.
That's okay. I wasn't going to say.
I was going to cry.
Just don't get the bird flu. Shane had it.
This week I was really sick.
Oh my God.
Blech.
But you jinxed yourself.
Right. I told
You
Lauren on Tuesday. On Monday, I said, Lauren, I haven't thrown up in 5 years. Tuesday, I was puking my guts up everywhere. Yes. No, we all love Barry. Barry, we love you. You're in full remission. You'll stay that way. Everything's fine.
Yes.
Don't try to bring down my life with your nonsense leukemia. People don't come on here for that. I don't know why they come on here, actually. Lord knows I don't provide anything. Lauren provides a little something. I don't provide anything.
I love the comments.
Yes,
I have my friends, the Franks.
What Franks?
Frank the Tank and Frank
Oh.
Viticelli.
Yeah, we also have those
And
tools we
Ronnie.
had to kick out. Sticky Fingers bailed. That guy's supposed to be like watching my back. Probably because he's doing something that gives him sticky fingers. He can't. All right, Mr. M, relax. Oh, thanks, Ed. All right, guys. Good night. Thanks for checking in. You guys are all awesome. This is fun when we do it. I appreciate all of you. And we'll talk to you soon. Yahoo, have a great night. Johnny, have a great night.
Mr.
Barry,
M.
this is
Thank
like the magic. This is like the
you.
magic garden. Good night,
Yes.
Yahoo. Good night, Wybotha. Good night, Civil Defense.
Good night,
Good night,
you and
Pope.
Silk.
Good night,
Thank
Tommy
you.
King. Good night, Four Randos. Remember that when you used to wait to hear your name?
Yes, but never said
Lauren says they never said goodnight, Lauren, or goodbye, Lauren, which we all know is nonsense.
They never.
They said Shane. If they said Shane,
They
definitely
never
said
said
Lauren.
Lauren. They said Lori.
What was Lauren invented in
Laura.
1999?
I'm just saying. There's a website that we can
Good night, Mark.
we can cross check this.
The Waltons. That's a different 65. Take it easy. You're showing your age hard there. Wow. Johnny Hernandez is saying goodbye to all nationalities.
Good night, Pope.
It's not goodbye. It's see you later, Pope says.
See you later. Good night, Frotty.
This is my thumbs up. All right. Peace, people.